We're going to be speaking about the AIO revolution and how to win in the next generation of search. But I've got to put out a public service announcement here. This may not be the PSA that you really like. We've had a lot of interest in this webinar. Hundreds of people have registered, lots of people are very excited. But we have found that a lot of competitors have been trying to sneak their way in here. And they want to know what we're doing. They want to take our research and represent it to their customers. And to provide some justice to our team here that has done a lot of the hard work and everything like that. We don't want this work just kind of heading out there. Unfortunately, I'm going to say that, sorry, competitors, you will be removed. So if you're here as a competitor, feel free to click that end meeting button. We will research your name. You will be removed. Why? Because we're just doing a whole bunch of proprietary research for our wonderful customers here. All right. So welcome everybody. What time is it? Yes, 1:02. All right. Well, I appreciate you being on time. Welcome. My name is Daryl Keyser. I am the CEO and founder of Candybox Marketing. We're a full service digital marketing agency focused on helping grow businesses, growing lead channels, growing people's SEO, AIO, websites. We do video, we do search, we do everything online to help grow companies. And we all know that in this next bit that things are changing in the marketing world, and AIO, GEO, all these things. I want to help just explain a lot of things today. There's going to be some really exciting things and exciting strategies. There's going to be some, I would say more, could I say like tactical items we'll go through today, so you understand a lot more about just about the different what I say technologies that are really changing what is happening out in the market. And I've got our director of strategy, Mahfouz Chowdhury, here. He is manning the chat, and so feel free to chat with one another here as we're just gathering in. All right, so if you missed my first 30 seconds, I'm just going to put out a public service announcement here because our team spent a lot of time putting this together. Sorry, competitors, you will be removed. I wish you all the best in your search for offering better services, but this is one just for our customers and for our friends. So I want to start talking about marketing generically. And this is really important because 57 of you who are adding up the numbers here are coming in and saying, hey, I'm interested in this new wave of marketing. And if I could tell you a quick story, if you've heard me speak before, you may have heard this story once or twice. I used to work as an IT manager about 20 years ago. And one of our accounts was Canada Post. And as we were working with Canada Post, we were working with different direct mail houses. They said, "Hey, this was a very successful direct mail campaign." And I was in the boardroom when they were talking about this campaign that went really well. And I said, "Okay, what does it actually look like to have a successful direct mail campaign?" And at this time, this direct mail expert said, if you send out 1,000 articles of mail, 1,000 postcards, you would get one response. Now, at the time, not now, but at the time, this is back in 2007. Direct mail cost $1 a piece, including postage. So I do the quick math on this. 1,000 pieces would be $1,000, and you would get one response. Not even necessarily a customer. Excuse me, one response. I thought to myself, that means you're paying $1,000 to try to get one customer. $1,000. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I thought, and now this was a successful campaign. This wasn't just like any regular campaign. This wasn't the industry average. This was above industry average, being shown as a case study. And so if you have, I don't know, a legal practice, an HVAC practice, a dental practice, anything like that, you're paying $1,000 for somebody to call you. Now, I thought back at that time, I thought, what would be better marketing? If I just walked around outside my business, handing out $20 bills, saying, hey, do you want to just hear about my business? I'll give you $20, right? I could do that 50 times, and I'm pretty sure I could get 1 out of 50 people to come out. That would be a better cost of advertising. And so what happened was back then, people were optimizing their businesses around how business used to work, which was direct mail and packages and all that. But then digital marketing was coming around, and I recognize, along with other businesses, that it was about the change of consumer behavior, the fact that people are Googling things, that people are looking online, that people are on social media, and they weren't checking their mailboxes anymore. Now, back in 2007, 2008, companies, 90% of their budget would be in traditional medium, and maybe 10% in digital. And at that time, people's attention was 90% digital and 10% traditional. And so the companies that made that migration faster than their competitors would end up winning. They could take market share and just being in front of their customer on a regular basis, and they would get market share. Whereas people that were slow to transition struggled through that transition. So, welcome to 2026. You understand that AI is changing every single thing, not about your company, not about how you're using it, but about your potential customers and prospects that are looking for you on AI. And I'm going to show you all about that today. Now, I know that was a big shift for a lot of companies. Maybe you went through that. Maybe that's, I'm dating myself here and just saying, oh my gosh, like I don't even remember that revolution. But if I could just tell you something confidently right now, everything is changing again. Okay. So in the last 20 years, we played that one game. We're building websites. We're helping people optimize for Google search. We're doing keywords. We're doing social media posts and all that stuff. And a lot of that stuff is continuing. I'm not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's all changing. Our new search platforms, where before it was 94% people are searching on Google search. Now we've got ChatGPT, we've got Gemini, which is Google. Yes, I understand, but we've got Gemini as the AI engine from Google. We've got Perplexity, we've got Copilot. All right. So all of a sudden, this monopoly is turning into this oligopoly, which is really helpful for small businesses, mid-sized businesses, or even large businesses to help compete in different areas. Now, I would like to launch a poll here. And if I quickly get into my webinar control panel here, I'm going to launch this poll. And this is a poll. And the question is, what search engine do you typically go to first? All right. So we've got Google, good old trusted Google. We got Bing, those people that don't know how to change their default search engine. Sorry, that was a knock to Bing. You won't be made fun of. This is an anonymous poll. It's okay. You can be truthful here. We got ChatGPT for search, and then we got Perplexity, Gemini, or other search engines that are out there. So let's take a look at this here. We got 73% of you responding. Just gonna wait for a couple more responses, and then we are going to find out what the results are. I don't know if you can see the results right now. They are absolutely shocking me right now. That's why you're here, guys. This is awesome. All right, I'm going to end the poll in 3, 2, 1. There you go, end poll. All right, here are the results. Take a look. So 53%. Remember, 2 years ago, this was 94%. 94% to 53. This is shocking. Now, you guys are obviously tech savvy. You're on a webinar. You're learning something about AI. I get it. But look at this. 33% ChatGPT. 2% Perplexity, 4% Gemini or other. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So I'm going to stop sharing that. So this is why we're here. If you've based your business around building for Google, so let me just quickly click this off here. Everything is changing. That is a drastic shift. So what I'm going to go through today is I want to talk about what has changed. And I think, based on 30% of you are using ChatGPT all the time, it makes sense. Okay, like you get it. SEO versus AIO. Then I'm going to talk about AIO tactics that actually work. So things that we've seen in the market that have actually worked. I'm going to be talking about what's next. And then lastly, I'm giving you guys a webinar exclusive, something where you're not releasing in this full video afterwards, of a gift just for you. Okay, so just for people that are actually in this webinar here today. All right. So what has changed? Never thought you'd ask. Let's go for it. Number one, Google's being disrupted. We just got that. Okay, 94% to 54%. That is absolutely crazy. However, I wouldn't bet against them. All right. They are a $3 trillion company. I would not bet against Google losing this AI race. Trust me, they're well aware of everything that is happening in the market, and they are fighting. And actually, as of this year, fighting really well to keep market share. Google coined this term in 2011. Now, the term moment of truth was coined in like marketing textbooks, where the moment of truth is when you are like you're in a grocery store, you're somewhere, and there's a moment of truth in between you picking up one brand off the shelf over another. They're saying everything that marketing has done for years and years and years boils down to that 1 second when you're at the grocery store aisle, you see two products or name your industry, right? When they see two companies, they see two vendors, they see two solutions, and they choose one over the other. That is the moment of truth. Now, Google coined this term zero moment of truth, where it's before you're even at the store, before you're making that decision, what are you actually searching? So it's at that baseline before the moment of truth. What is your research? So Google has been marketing what's called ZMOT for years and years and years, for the last 15 years, and saying, hey, it's not about the moment of truth. It's about the zero moment of truth. It's about what is happening before that. Okay. Now, pause there for a second. When you used to do ZMOT, zero moment of truth, you would search and you would get a page like this, and you'd have sponsored ads and organic ads. And these sponsored ads are some of the most expensive ads that you could actually bid in certain industries. So, for example, in the auto industry, it costs over $150 per click for this zero moment of truth. Now that doesn't mean that they become a customer. It just means that they clicked on your ad. Cost you $150 for them to click on an ad. And then when they click on your ad, then they're in the research and consideration phase, and they're thinking, which of these companies do I want to go with? Which one and am I going to actually get a quote from? Okay, so this entire ecosystem is the zero moment of truth. Now, when we're searching auto insurance, there's this little thing, as you can see right up here. I should never draw during webinars. It always messes me up. But anyways, you see this is AI mode, which Google's integrated, but this also gets integrated sometimes automatically. And it's not even letting you turn it on. It's turning itself on itself. And then so when you search for auto insurance, all of a sudden, take a look at this. It's not giving you all the blue links anymore, right? You've seen this. We're all people that use the internet, right? And it starts answering your question. And it's not before the moment of truth. It's actually going out and taking all this information, bringing it back, and presenting it to you. That's what I'm now calling. I'm hopefully the first person to do this. You heard it here first. Let's just say that, okay? I'm calling this the zero click moment of truth. Because instead of zero moment of truth, where you find something there and you're clicking and you're synthesizing and researching and learning and writing down all that stuff, it's the zero click moment of truth where you are not doing anything. And yet you're being fed the moment of truth. You're being fed the answers. You're being fed the wisdom of the entire internet based on this one provider. Zero click moment of truth is what we're now faced with. Now, what does this actually look like? Okay, now this isn't everywhere yet. It's starting to get built in. And to help me describe what this looks like, I'm going to go bananas. Okay, so let's talk about bananas for a second. So if I go to Google, and these are real searches, okay? So I did this for you, right? So to describe it. So if I type in buy bananas, Google goes, okay, Daryl wants to buy bananas. It knows where I am. It knows where I shop. It understands the location of my computer. So it's saying, let's let him buy some bananas. So we got these brands that came up here. P.S. There's no sponsorship during this. Why would I be sponsored by Banana Company? Anyways, okay, let's just say if you want to sponsor the next Candy Box webinar and you're a banana company, we're very much open for a banana partnership. Here we go. Search and click. So we got bananas, 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 bananas. Now that's if I search buy bananas. What if I search something like, where can I buy bananas? Then it says, okay, Daryl's asking where, so I'm going to bring in Google Maps. So the first one was a search engine result page. The second one is a Google Map page. But what if I search buy ripe bananas? Now it's saying, Daryl wants some wisdom. Okay, he's on a journey of buying bananas. And he's saying, like, how do I buy ripe bananas? I'm not just interested in buying any bananas. So now what it's doing, it's building in AI mode and gives my AI overview to buy ripe bananas. Look for the bright yellow ones with brown sugar spots for immediate eating, or slightly green tipped yellow ones if you have a day or two, et cetera, et cetera. Then it goes on where to buy it. So now I'm not clicking on any of the links here. I've received the information I was asking for. It provided wisdom. Or if I even go a little bit further, I'll say, where can I buy ripe bananas? So now it goes, okay, you're really getting specific in exactly what you want. So it launches AI mode. Once again, you can buy ripe bananas at major grocery stores like Superstore, Walmart, says Safeway and Trader Joe's. I mean, like AI mode is still being worked on here. But what we have here is we have it doing all the thinking for us, coming up with credibility. And now we've got this blend of wisdom, information about bananas and ripe bananas, and we've got these companies. And so the question is, how does the superstore and Walmart get mentioned in this zero click search? That's what we're in the race for, which is absolutely fascinating. Is your business at the top of a zero click search? Are you being sourced as somebody that could provide the products or services that you have? You're not? Glad that you're here. We're going to help you with that. If I search what's the largest marketing agency in Oakville, oh, wait, how did this slide get in here, guys? Oh, there it is. Candy Box Market. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep going here. That was just a joke, guys. Come on. You just gotta laugh. If I heard you, you were laughing. All right. So now, but here's the thing: we have optimized, we have learned AIO. We have over the last 8 months. This is nothing like absolutely brand new. We have been learning how to do this, and we're going to be breaking out the secrets of how to do that in this webinar today. Once again, if you're a competitor, you will be removed in the next couple slides. Okay. So we have to start thinking. We used to call this search engine optimization, but now we have to think about search everywhere optimization. I don't care if you're searching on Google, on Gemini, on Perplexity, on ChatGPT, on Bing, on whatever you are. In Microsoft Copilot, I want to be everywhere. So if you are working in Microsoft 365 and you ask Copilot as you're building an RFP for marketing agencies and you say which marketing agency would answer this, that Copilot would mention my brand. It is no longer about search engines. It's about search everywhere. All right. Now here's the stat that has to stop us in our tracks as business owners, as marketers. Right now, the early reports, now these stats are still new. Okay, so we're still trying to figure out where all the stats are, but we found two sources on this that did independent studies. And these two sources said that AI traffic is converting 12 times more than traditional search traffic, which means this. If Google were to send 100 visitors to your website and you got one customer, meaning that they converted into a customer, if ChatGPT sent 100 visitors to your website, it would be 12 times that, meaning you would get 12 customers. So AI traffic is 12 times more profitable for you as a business owner than non-AI traffic. Even if you received 10% of your traffic from AI, statistically, you'll make more money off of it. All right, so it's not about replacing all the search traffic with the exact amount of AI traffic. Even if you had a fraction of it, you would still do better because it's about conversion, right? Everything with digital marketing is about conversion. We are not here just to kind of feed the internet. All right. Now, the question is, why are people trusting AI, right? I like this meme here, right? Talladega Nights, not first or last. So AI, here, I'll pause this for a second here so it doesn't keep going. So AI synthesizes information. So if you're looking and you're saying, I don't understand this, like I'm trying to understand who's the best vendor, what's the best software, what's the best solution, what is the best car rental company, all those questions. AI takes all the information that you used to have to go through in your zero moment of truth, and it synthesizes it down to a point and saying, based on our research, this is actually the best vendor that you need to go with. It is also seen as unbiased and data backed, just generally. It's like that we know that it's an algorithm, we know that it's mathematical instead of like, there's not like Tony at this AI company taking your search and going, oh, Daryl's looking for ripe bananas and he's just looking through website. No, it's an algorithm, right? So we're trusting that the algorithm is better than our human searches. Number three, AI captures more requirements from the user on average. So on average, the average search query, so if you go to Google, the average search query is 6.2 words long. The average AI query is 14 words long. So if you start playing around in Google and you're wanting it to take over AI mode, just start typing more and it will automatically update with the AI mode. All right. Next thing is it gives you instant delivery without all the thinking, right? So sometimes if you're wanting to find the answer of, okay, what email campaign software is best and give me pricing, all that stuff, you don't want to go and click on 20 different websites. You're wanting it to deliver you the items without you having to think, right? So it is actually easier for customers to do it. And we know in marketing, always, 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 the easier you make it for your customer, the more customers you're going to get. So the things that are changing over this next year, number one, we got to put this out here. Search engine traffic may become turbulent, meaning you may see a little bit of highs and then some lows going along with it. Some people are saying they could lose 20% of their traffic over the last year. Like this is, it's been a very turbulent year. We also understand that there are new paid media platforms. So ChatGPT 2 weeks ago just released a beta of sponsored ads in the US. Okay. Now, once ChatGPT launches this in Canada, we will be in this in 5 days. All right. Our team is already ready to go. We're already ready to learn a new platform and have a team ready and get up and going. And the reason why is I believe that whole 12x theory. If we can get 12x the conversion, it's going to be better for our customers. But we know that ChatGPT is building AI paid media ads. We know that Perplexity is going to, that Copilot is going to. Everybody's looking to monetize off of these AI platforms. And then lastly, users are searching more than 6 words. So before we would optimize for a couple words, now we've got to optimize for hundreds of words, requirements, and different ways of thinking. I'm going to go more into this in the presentation, but these three things are the things we got to pay attention to. Search engine traffic is turbulent, new paid media platforms are coming out, and users are demanding more. So how does SEO stack up against AIO? And as I say AIO, you may have a bunch of different terms. Let me just be clear for a second here. All right, so AIO is AI optimization. There's GEO, generative engine optimization, or AEO, answer engine optimization. Without getting too semantic here, they're all, oh, sorry, not semantic, pedantic. Yes, pedantic. I was talking about pedantic for the semantics of these words. Without getting too pedantic, this is pretty much the same thing. Okay. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get more AI traffic into your website. So when I say AIO, yes, it's GEO. Yes, it's basically like AEO. Guys, let's not split hairs here. What I'm saying is I want your business to get more traffic from AI on a regular basis. Now, what is AIO? So AIO is optimizing content to be picked first in AI results. And not only just picked first, but sourced first. So on the left-hand side, you see you're ranking just to kind of get clicked. You're not looking to get clicked. You're looking to be the right answer, the trusted source. So we want to, instead of ranking for clicks, you're ranking for answers. You're not having the most volume, but you are being the most, what I would say, accredited, the most right in the industry. And AI is also found everywhere. It is in ChatGPT. It is Perplexity, Copilot, Google, Meta. This is like AIO. People say, "Oh, it's AIO because we want to optimize for ChatGPT." No, it's not ChatGPT. Includes ChatGPT, but it also includes Copilot and Meta. It includes everything across the board. The shift is going from keywords to the best answer, right? So what is our goal with AIO? Well, the goal for SEO was to rank in the first to third blue link on the page. The goal for search engine marketing, which we do as an agency, is to bid above the blue links and get good conversions. The goal of AIO is to be the single source cited in the AI results. So this means that we have to stop thinking about this as keywords and start thinking about, do we have the best answer? For years and years, people would write blogs and blogs of just keywords. We've seen this stuff. It is like just internet garbage. Internet garbage was here well before AI. And we'd have all these people just publishing blogs. And these blogs, like you'd read them and you think, I feel like I'm dumber now after I read this blog because it's just a whole bunch of keywords stuffed into an article about nothing. And now AI is saying, no, we see through that and we want really great results. So now, does that mean SEO is dead? Absolutely not. Okay, this is the most common question. People go, oh my gosh, I want to be on AI, so let's kill our SEO. No, please, please, no. This is awful. Okay, SEO is now more important than it ever has been before. Why? Number one, AI was trained on the internet. Okay, so everything that Google did to kind of organize the internet from proper title tags to keywords and descriptions and images and citations and reviews and links and page rank algorithm and all that stuff, that's what trained AI. AI learned on the current web. So if you don't have good SEO, you have no chance for AIO. Like you're not getting to university if you didn't go to elementary school. Okay. And now, number two, SEO structure is still valuable. So we still need website structures. We still need sitemaps. We still need good coding. We still need text and images and proper tags. We still need all that stuff. Don't get rid of it. It is the best foundation for your AI plan. I like this at the bottom. Good SEO foundation. It's a good AIO foundation. So companies are going to even win more if their SEO is strong. Now, our focus is how they work together. So there isn't a future without AI and SEO. It doesn't exist, right? Like, or I don't know. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe in 10 years there's gonna be something else. But it's not like SEO is going to just survive in a microcosm. All search engines are moving over. Traditional search engines are migrating quickly. There's not going to be a search engine in a year that doesn't have an AI component. That would make no sense because it is such a major upgrade. The search market is going to become crowded in the next couple of years, which is challenging for them. But to be honest, I think a huge opportunity for businesses like yours because before, as an agency, a lot of times people say, okay, we want to get popular in search, and we have one main vendor that we work with, which is Google, and they're be all and end all. Now we may have 5 vendors, 10 vendors, 15 vendors, and we say, you know what, let's actually optimize for Meta or LinkedIn AI search, and then we are going to just dominate that area. These are very exciting times for marketers. Here's a bit of a warning you see on the bottom. If you're not planning for AIO, you may lose, from what I read in industry reports, between 20% and 50% of your rankings in the next 12 months. Yikes. 20 to 50. Okay. This is a watershed moment. Like this is like, it's very important. Well, you're all here today, so I can see that you're valuing it. So if you don't have a plan from AIO, you have a plan of shrinking. Not good. Okay, so what works? Never thought you'd ask. Okay, we're so excited to show you this stuff. We've been testing out a number of these different features and things like that. I want to show you not just AIO tactics that could potentially work. I want to show you stuff that's actually working. We're working with clients right now. They're getting AIO clients. They're getting clients from ChatGPT, and I cannot wait to show you these things. Some are exciting. Some are very nerdy. But how many of you know that even nerdy results, if they get you a lot of clients, they're fantastic? All right. So number one, we actually need to, in order to win AI, we need to think like AI and attract AI searches. Okay. So if you think Google and SEO, they liked keywords, AI looks for context. Okay. Previous keyword stuffing, SEO keywords, all that stuff. There's still some value in it, but AI is saying, I want context, meaning semantic meaning. What are you saying with your statement? So if I just say, I am a marketing company and I do have these services, that means very little to AI. They go, you and everybody else, Daryl, what makes you special? What is what is a piece of knowledge that you have that can contribute to the searchers trying to find a digital agency? What thought leadership content that you have that can actually help other people succeed? Okay, it is this semantic meaning. So we cannot just have fluffy keywords that go out anymore. We have to have meaningful content. Number two, content is converted into numbers. Remember, AI is an algorithm, right? It's math. So what it's trying to do is if your vector of your keywords and your content is the closest answer, you get chosen. So if you are writing a really good FAQ section about, I don't even know, like a certain type of employment legal issue that is out there, and if you pinpoint that problem and you solve it with an answer, AI goes, you're the one, and I'm going to cite you as the source. Okay, so keyword fluff is dead. Dense, factual, structurally clear information is preferred. To be honest, as an agency, we're so excited about this because I never bought into the keyword stuffing technique. People would say, oh, you got to put in keywords on your website behind the page and just have every variation of keyword, and it just looked like garbage. I've never bought into that for 10 years, and our clients are winning more than the industry average. So that is something that I'm glad is coming true through this wonderful AI era. Number two, we also have to understand the big three. Okay, so the big three, obviously ChatGPT, but ChatGPT was only recently updated to all the content from August in 2025. So although they're a market leader, if you publish something on your website in the last couple of months, they haven't even read it yet. Okay, so when we're updating for these models, realize that they only come around twice a year to take a look at your content. Okay, so it's not a real-time thing. Now, then we have Google Gemini, which is integrated into search, and Google has a 30-year experience of scanning the known web, categorizing it, and putting it into algorithms. So I'm seeing and betting on the fact that Google is going to continue to outpace these other AI engines very soon because they are expert at web content. Then we have Microsoft with Copilot, and because they've got a 365 integration and a ChatGPT 5 integration, the exciting thing here is that they just have desktop access to your user. So people may be using Copilot to answer their questions about the documents on their machines. All right. So we have to understand these are the big three leaders, but they're all very different. We need to start thinking about answer first methodology. So, once again, what do we do instead of keywords zero? So if we don't have keywords, what does that mean? It means we're providing answers. People are going to AI with questions and problems, and they want answers. So start website content with direct, concise answers. So 40 to 60 words is what is being recommended right now, where you're not just saying, here's a question, here's the answer. Well, that's very basic. Write incredible answers. Q&A formatting is amazing. Using lists, using tables, giving it structure. AI, once again, is a calculator. It loves structure. It understands math. It understands how things are situated. So you don't want to just put out a whole bunch of AI slop and paragraphs of content. You want to make it make sense. Good versus bad AIO. I just like this graphic here. I created it using Gemini images. On the left, bad AIO is saying, hey, ERP solutions, ERP software, ERP consultants, best ERP, cheap ERP system, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right-hand side, good AIO, how to choose an ERP for my business. Consider this, et cetera, et cetera. Listing, format, question, structured, and good content. Now there's also technical AIO. So technical AIO is looking at the technology behind your website. Now these are things that you wouldn't see regularly as a user, but you need to make sure that it's in good technical standing or else AI engines won't be able to find stuff on your website. So number one is what's called a schema markup. Now this has been around for a number of years. We've used it on our website, and it is basically code telling SEO, like search engines and AIO, where is the content on your website? So it's an advancement. If you're really nerdy on the sitemap.xml, schema is the next level, and AI loves schema markups. Why? Because it actually tells them where the answers are. Number two, we used to have robots.txt to tell search engines, hey, you can scan this content. The industry is now adopting LLMs.txt, making sure you're not blocking out AI engines. This may be a big thing in the coming years of AI engines not being able to scan information because of privacy rights. So you want to have these. Number three, this is a big one. And I've been saying this, I love this one because I've been saying this one for like literally 2 decades. Page speed. Page speed. If your website is slow, it is not going to be ranked high. Now, we know that that has been true with Google since 2014. If your website took more than 3 seconds to download on a user's view pane, that you would be demoted. But AI agents, get this, they have time budgets. So if AI is going to go do research and it's got 3 minutes to do research, if your website is taking more than 2 or 3 seconds to load, AI abandons it and they just go on to the next source. So you may have the best AIO organized website, but if your website is structured or slow, you could just be completely passed over. All right. Now, why are websites slow? Never thought you would ask. At the end, we're going to talk about the tools and stuff to actually figure this stuff out, but you got to make sure it's slow. Also, a small caveat to that. You've probably been on your website a lot of times, and so your computer actually caches and saves a version of your website and presents it to you so it can be really fast. So it's not about how the website is on your machine. It's about how the website is for other machines, other computers, and even AI bots. All right, what else? Authority. This is being used a lot. EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. Okay. AI wants to give back good information to the user. Now, we've heard of hallucinations before where it just makes something up, but the next big thing is just bad data. AI doesn't want to give bad information back to the user. So when you're publishing a blog, when you're publishing your website, when you have an article, when you have a white paper, you like AI is going to take a look at it and go, okay, I want to present this to the user, but I want to make sure it's credible. So, small examples of how you make it more credible. Number one, make sure everything on your website is actually authored. So it's like, hey, here's an author, here's a date, here's who they are. You can actually connect it back to their profile, connect it to the LinkedIn. And what AI goes is, hey, this actually looks like it's from a credible source. Number two, this was a surprising one when I learned it, an about us section on your website. They need to know who you are and why you're trustworthy in the industry. If you don't have an about us section, that AI may not trust your information. And then lastly is consistency. So making sure your business aligns with your address, with your phone number, with your email, all that stuff. If they take a look at all that data and it's a mishmash and they don't know who you are, they're not going to give you any authority and you're not going to rank. These are small technical challenges, sorry, opportunities, there you go, that you can change on your website to get better AI results. External citation building. So AI is relying on trusted sources. So Wikipedia, news sites, niche industry, even Reddit. Okay, on citing and saying, do we trust this company? So this is what SEO used to call link building. So it's citation building within AI, making sure you're credible, digital PR, getting mentioned online, mentioned in social media, etc., and having unique data. So when Google, Gemini, when ChatGPT is reading your data, they're looking for original information, surveys, statistics, things that are actually real. So if you've built some data, you want to make sure it's living out there on the web and people are citing you as the source. So what about tracking? Now, this one I would say is a half-baked cake right now. We're still trying to figure out how to do better with tracking and LLMs and where we appear in results and how it's even going to report it. But right now, there is basic tracking through industry tools like Google Analytics. So you can actually see ChatGPT or Perplexity coming up in searches, and you can see where that traffic is going. Now, it's not telling you what keywords they're coming in on, which is even a strange concept because if we go back to the basics, sometimes people aren't putting in keywords. They're uploading a document, right? So it's interesting what's going to happen there. The second one is a little bit more tried, tested, and true, where you can just do manual testing on GPT or Google to see, do you appear in the results, right? I know some of you may have already gone over to another window and opened up and tried to search for yourself on AI. I'd love to know what you found there. Google Search Console, which has been out for decades now, that helps you understand your website in Google. It now has an AI overview section with impressions. So this is just a beta thing, but it is now kind of showing us what's actually working, what's not working. And then lastly, Google offers a free schema markup tool. So if you're wondering, do I even have a markup tool integrated in my website, you can take a look at that. Now, with all of this, it is still about the quality of content. Okay, so written content, video content are gaining importance again. Back, I would say previous to 2015, it was all about blogs. And then 2015 kind of forward, we started getting way more into video, especially 2020 got really into video. But AI is looking at both, right? It's looking at good content with text. It's looking at good content with images, sorry, not images, videos. Gemini is integrated with Google. Google is YouTube. And so they're scanning videos and they're trying to bring stuff to the front. So we are once again turning the wheel of we need to produce good quality sourced content in order to gain ranking. So these videos that we put out here in Candybox talking about website accessibility, talking about our Super Bowl commercials, that we talk about every single year. P.S. If you're going to watch the Super Bowl commercials or you wanted to see the commercials of the Super Bowl and our take on them, subscribe to Candy Box Marketing on YouTube. That's a quick call out there. But these things, written content, video content, are once again really important to say if you don't have a content plan, you don't really have an AI plan. So we got to think about that. And then authors are receiving the credit, not just the affiliates, not people that source them, but the authors are. So you want to start authoring things. So if you were to post something like, I'm looking to hire a digital marketing agency, my company's in Oakville, I'm looking for, et cetera, then you see, okay, here's what the recommendation is, and this is what we've done. So over time, what we've done is as we've published content, you can see right here, it says, why Candy Box? Most agencies are still catching up to AIO. Candy Box is one of the few in the GTA explicitly publishing thought leadership on generative engine optimization for GPT, Gemini, Perplexity. So as you can see right here in this meta example of what we did and the results and how we're benefiting from it. By publishing really good content, you can be top of the page for AI and getting clients. Now, what's next? This is right before the gift. I promise you guys a gift. What is next with AIO and the market? Well, as we take a look at browsers, this is going to be a next, I would call it battlefield in the next, I would say 12 months. So historically, we saw Google Chrome taking most of the internet traffic. We saw Safari taking about 16% of traffic, which was primarily off of iPhone. And then we saw Microsoft Edge taking like single digit market share. Okay. This has been the browser market for a long time. In the last few months, we had Opera launch an AI agentic browser. We had Perplexity launch their AI agentic browser called Comet. And then we had ChatGPT launching their AI agentic browser called Atlas. And these browsers have taken a very different approach to web viewing altogether. Now, this is kind of like this is still early. Everything I told you up until this point are like must-haves 2026. This is going 2026, 2027, maybe 28. And I want to show it to you. So as an example, this is just a recording of the new browser that ChatGPT came up with. Now you see at the top here, as it kind of going over the cursor, the address bar isn't even lit up, okay? Because it expects you when you're starting in the browser that you don't start at the address bar, that you start asking it questions. So I'm looking to book a dinner tonight for two, somewhere around Oakville, downtown Oakville at 8 p.m. Make it nice. And what this is doing is instead of the whole concept of I'm going to Google something, then I'm going to find a bunch of links, then I'm going to click through on the links and try to figure out who's available and what places are out there. This is like here, look, guys, hands off, right? Guys, riding the bike with no hands. Look at this. This is doing it all for me. So what it's doing is it's taking my original intent, saying Daryl wants to go have dinner for two out Oakville tonight at 8 p.m. and he wants it to be nice. And then what it's doing is it's going through all these restaurants, it's verifying the hours, it's taking a look at their tables, and it's doing all of this stuff without me. And then it's coming back to the final restaurant option. Even it's navigating the page. I keep putting my hands up to make sure you guys know I'm not touching the screen here. And then it comes down here and it chooses, okay, let's choose this date at this time, make sure it's available. And then it comes to the booking page. And now it could have done all this while I'm in another window. I can come back here and either decide to go ahead and make the reservation or not. Okay, this type of searching or finding, I don't even know what this is called yet. We're like, this is the agentic mode of AI, but we need to think about this, that we need to start thinking about optimizing our websites for both humans and AI bots. So if we've got features that we want people to go through and click on and actually perform an action, or for a restaurant, or for like a service, or if there's lead gen forms, or if there's research, we want to build our future web presence for this revolution. Thank you so much for today. We will be sending this out. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter as well too, you can jump on candyboxmarketing.com and subscribe. We will be sending out the recording to everybody. Other than that, Enjoy your AI journey. Looking forward to seeing the results for people out there. And for those that have already responded to meeting with us and discussing their AI path, we're excited to meet with you. Thanks so much.